Brian, fantastic news. We didn't at some point think it was going to happen, but the game is going ahead. It's been a long, tough process. Give us your thoughts.
Yeah, it's been a long week since last Tuesday when we started having all the positive COVID tests. And I think as the week went on, we really thought that we would have to end up forfeiting the game, which obviously we didn't want to do. But the choice of putting anybody's health at risk or forfeiting the game, it would have been forfeiting the game because we wouldn't want to put anybody's health at risk. So we're delighted that, over the last number of days, we've had a lot of discussions with, the FA. I mean, fair play to them. They've really come up trumps and tried to make this happen. I think the last thing they wanted to see was a team forfeiting. And it's great that we've been able to play that. But there's been a lot of discussion between the two clubs, ourselves and Southampton, the FA, the Premier League, and their advisors as well, their medical advisors too. So there's been a lot to take into account. Obviously, there was a concern that, would we be able to field a team when they're putting off a Premier League game, which we totally understand. But, having looked at the situation really closely with the squad we've got, with the players now coming out of self-isolation as of Thursday tomorrow, hopefully then being able to do some form of training on Friday, we can start and prepare for the game. So, listen, it's great news that we're getting this opportunity to play in the FA Cup. And I think it's good for the competition as well because it keeps that integrity of the competition intact too.
I think a lot of people might have assumed that given that we're a Sky Bet League One club, we might not be top of the priority list. But by the sounds of it, it seems like the FA and the Premier League as well have gone above and beyond to see if they can make the fixture happen.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, from the number of calls I've had with the FA over the last 7 days, it's almost like speed dial. We've been on back and forward trying to gather information. And fair play to them. Obviously, it's gone to the PGB, but we've also got to be grateful to the Premier League and Southampton too. I mean, the Premier League are putting off a live Premier League game on the Wednesday against Leeds with Southampton. So, fair play to them as well that they've taken that on board and backed. Both ourselves and Southampton wanted to play the game if it was at all possible. It came to light that they needed the game played prior to the next round. So it was therefore important. The only feasible date was Tuesday night. Even the fact that it's now on BT Sport Live too, I think that's, financially it's a boost, but I think also for the supporters as well out there that everybody's going to get the opportunity to watch the game when it's behind closed doors, and it gives us our chance to play against the Premier League team away from home and hopefully put on a show.
Just to clarify then, what does it mean in terms of returning to training and testing going forward?
Basically what happens now is that those who have tested positive over the last number of days who are coming out of isolation, there's no requirement for them to test again because they've actually had the virus, and the EFL and FA doctors have advised that we do not need to test those players and staff again. What we obviously need to do is monitor the negative tests that we've had to date for those staff and players who have had given negative tests. So we will test them tomorrow in order for them hopefully to return to training on Friday. And assuming hopefully, and fingers crossed, that we get all negatives ideally. And then we also have to then test on Sunday too. As a precaution, we'll probably test some of the under-18 team as well, just to make sure, because obviously the rules are, we need to have 14 players available. Hopefully we can have a lot more than that, and hopefully it's, our first team players that can all play. But at the end of the day, the last thing we want to do when the FA and the Premier League and Southampton have been so accommodating to allow us to play this game is for us to be unable to field a team. So, we'll make all steps necessary by testing tomorrow and again on Sunday to make sure we've got enough players to travel to Southampton to fulfil the tie.